Hello everyone. So the word inaction kind of has a bad rap in our society. And that's because we still have a collective consciousness that's driven a lot by the mind. And the mind does not like inaction or not doing anything. So if you have a really strong ego, the idea of silence or stillness, the mind calls that boring. So the mind always compels us to do something on the outside. The idea of stillness is not very comfortable for the ego. But inaction can be one of the most important things that you could do in your life sometimes. Sometimes inaction is amazing. And why? When is it amazing? The reason that inaction is so important sometimes is because the energetic foundation upon which you do something is more important than the act itself. If you do something with an energy of fear, nervousness, unease, that may lead to consequences that are painful for you. And that is very different from acting from a foundation of love, of compassion, of wholeness. Things will turn out very differently because remember, there's always a reaction to your action. The universe kind of functions in this back and forth kind of way. So I'll give you an example so you can see the difference. Sometimes when in action, just sitting still, taking a deep breath, and feeling your internal environment, and then deciding whether you're going to act in the world or not, how that's really much more important. So I'll give you an example from my life. I used to operate with a foundation of unworthiness, with a foundation of fear a lot. And it kind of played out in romantic relationships. I would seek out romantic relationships from a foundation, from an energetic foundation of unworthiness. And what that spelled out in 3D is that I called upon myself a lot of drama because I was always acting from a foundation of lack. So my relationships, the relationships that materialized in my life were relationships that brought me a lot of pain. And that is very different from seeking out a relationship from a foundation of worthiness and completeness. Now everything is different. When you seek out a relationship from a foundation of completeness, you're no longer inviting drama and complications into your life. Because the universe functions as a mirror, you're calling upon yourself the energy that you're emanating. So when you emanate an energy of completeness, you call to you completeness, someone who has the characteristics of completeness, of wholeness. And that means that my romantic relationships aren't defined by drama anymore. So everything has changed, even though the outward action may be the same. So the next time your ego wants to say that inaction is boring and you should always act, sit down, take a deep breath, listen to your internal environment, and then decide whether you're going to act in your 3D environment, or whether maybe you should just sit back and not act, even if it's just for a little while. Have a great week, everyone.